Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby, representing Team Kings of Games. And today I'm actually going to be going over some Plunder Patrol content for you guys. This deck, I'm going to show you my list, and we'll talk a little bit about how the deck works, how it should be played, at least to a minimum extent. So I'm going to go to decks here. Dang, I need to go. Ooh, get that removed. Alright, so here's my list, you guys. So before we discuss the list, as you guys already see, I don't play 40 cards right now. And as you guys also see, I'm playing hand traps because there's two different FTKs, Adamancipator FTK and also Dragon Link FTK. Both of those are tier 1 decks, and the fact that they can be played as an FTK or as just like a standard combo deck is just pretty, like, dang, it's hit or miss. Like, if I don't have hand traps, I basically lose game 1 if I lose a dice roll, which means that I have to win my next 2 games, and I really don't want to play it to chance. So it came down to a point where now I have to main deck hand traps. They do have synergy with Emblem though, so that's really good. But the way you want to play this deck is basically mid-range. You guys see I don't play O-Line or Valkyrie 5-Racks because I feel like that eats up too much space in the extra deck. It's not the way the deck should be played, and this deck doesn't have to play into Nibiru to get the job done. It could easily summon out just a Lice or a Blackbeard and just be good with that, and most of the plays it'll make. This deck is so good it could swarm on your opponent's turn with a Lice up, so that when you are playing into Nibiru, you have the negate for it, which is really strong. So instead of swarming on your turn, you swarm on your opponent's turn, so you get like a main phase 3. And what you want to do is just stretch your cards, get the most that you can get out of them. You don't want to just I guess you want to be frugal is the word. You don't want to just like willy-nilly just like activate stuff just because and like leave yourself with no plunder cards in hand, or leave yourself like with like one. You want to stretch the plunder cards because like all of them are really strong. This deck has super good matchups against like decks like Eldritch, like Orcus. What's another really solid deck? Also the Zexalock. This deck doesn't lose to the Zexalock right away, not just because it plays Ogre and Imperm, but also because if you open Whitebeard or Redbeard, respectively, either one, you can just normal summon them, and on your opponent's turn tag into Lice on your opponent's turn, because Zex only works to lock you out on your turn. So like this deck also doesn't lose to the Zexalock, which is a fun fact. So, like, this deck just has like, there's so many weird, like, I guess you call them like nooks and crannies that just like make this deck so much better than what it is in pen and paper. Like there's one duel I want to show you guys where this deck like basically did not lose to Arkla or Christia, and I lost 8 cards out of my extra deck and I still was in the game for like 40 minutes, I think. But Plunder is just a really strong archetype. I feel like the way the deck works is like it's kind of like control oriented. It's very reactive. Like I said, you want to play it mid range. You don't want to combo off, and you want to go for the resource game. Something else that's really strong with this deck, making sure you get Shipyard as quickly as possible, because you don't have to grind if you don't want to. With Shipyard up, it's like the games end so fast. Like it's crazy. Like the games end really, like once Shipyard's up, even if your opponent like negates it, as long as you just like find a way to just keep looping it from grave, plussing, getting extra plunder cards from grave, adding to hand, just making sure you maintain your resources, the next turn your opponent should be it should be game. Like I've had like 4,500, 5,000 attack ships just like swinging for game. No Borosword, no access code, not playing into Nibiru, just battle phase attack. It's just crazy. But I'll get into the list, you guys. Like I just really want to give those little pointers and just like kind of help you guys to understand like this deck is really good. It's a solid contender, but you have to play it right. You have to play it right. That's another thing. This is not a deck that you can just pick it up and just read the cards and do what they say and think that it's gonna work. You have to plan ahead. You have to assume that your opponent has something when they don't. Even if they don't, or if they do, you just have to assume. Like you have to do so much like hindsight with this deck. You can't just be willy-nilly. You can't just blind Blackbeard sometimes without knowing what matchup, because if you're playing against Rock, you just lost now, because like they have like all earths with no booty. It's just like dang. So like also I will say before I get into list, prioritize booty. I do this a lot. I just like as soon as even if it's the beginning of game, like don't look at this card booty, don't look at it as like a late game card. Think of it as like a always card. Like all the games, start, middle, finish, at all times have booty up. It's not for the grind. It's for the deck, period. It's how the deck plays. Booty is going to allow you to get whatever ship you want without relying on your opponent, and also you just continue to just loop your resources. If you didn't properly summon your ships, you just put them back to your extra deck so you can recycle them. But I recommend you properly summon your ships anyways, because that's how you be able to use Lease to summon Blackbeard from the spell trap zone, bring him back off booty, things of that nature. But anyways, I played 3 of every plunder. I was just giving you guys some insight on the deck, because I play this deck like, I like this deck a lot, and I know like what to do when it comes to this deck. People mess up sometimes, but like honestly with this deck, if you mess up, it can cost you like the game. But with Adamanticators, you know, the rock deck, it'll carry you even if you mess up. But we play 3 of every single plunder monster. You max out on these. Golden Hair and Bluebeard are your extenders. White and red, they're really strong. They're the original ones. He can extend, but you need extra cards. But like these, you just need a plunder. Like with him, you need blue or like Golden Hair, but like Golden Hair by herself is just super duper strong because she's like a 1-card Blackbeard. I know it's a discard, but she's still a 1-card Blackbeard. It's like the Opharia Scorpio kind of thing where like the discard doesn't matter, it's a 1-card combo. And then Bluebeard is just like insane, you guys. Like being able to just draw, like you get, with this deck, you get 2 extra chances to draw a hand trap off Bluebeard and Blackbeard. So like if you don't hit a plunder card but you hit a hand trap, it's insane. So like I like using blue whenever I can, especially chain blocking. Like I do plays like going second, like chain blocking with Water or Well to nuke my opponent's field, and this being chain link 1, it's just like crazy because like blue chain link 2, oh my goodness. And then we have for the hand traps, I played 3 Ash, 3 Ogres, 3 Imperms, and 3 Nibs. I played 12 in the main, which is one of the reasons why the deck count is so high. You can easily just like side some of these or cut them, but there's a card that I've been experimenting in my side deck that I don't want to take out, which is the Uka. You guys will see like this card is just like, it's like Emperor Multifigure but better. It's like way stronger. Like Uka Whitebeard against like any Haku Fireball turbo decks, Haku Fireback's turbo deck, like you're destroying them. And also now they literally cannot calamities you because like you have Lice up first before they even can calamities you, before they can do anything. Now if they try to use Savage to equip to like get the negate, you just chain Lease or Lice, however you pronounce it, negate the Savage. So like Uka is just insane when we get there. But like I said, the 12 hand traps, Desire is a staple in this list. Like I just don't want to play without it. I played 3 Fusion. I'm always going to play 3 Fusion. It doesn't make sense for anybody to play any less. This card's always going to be good. It's like a good discard. It's good to activate it, like especially going second. You summon Lease, you're baiting at least 2 negates. They try to negate, you chain Lease to negate, and then they chain negate on Lease. So they're using 2 negates. That's 2 negates baited. Then you chain Lease effect to special summon. So thank you, Jesus. You play through 2 negates and you still get a plunder out off of Lease's effect, which is crazy. So like shipping, and then on top of that, once you get that, that's the crazy thing about resolving fusion going second, is like once you bait the 2 negates with Lease, is like you activate a card, they chain negate, you chain Lease to negate, they chain another negate on Lease, and then to that response you chain Lease to special summon, and then after you special summon, you use the graveyard effect of shipping to equip emblem from your deck to the monster you special summoned, and you basically get to keep playing after you play through 2 negates. So like it's just like really really strong. Like fusion's crazy. Like this deck, like you just have to know what you're doing. But like I really like fusion at 3. It's just insane, and it does like golden hair combos where you like normal golden hair, go into Almirage, you know, special her, link her into black, and then you can just like activate emblem on black, for example, and then like you could just, for example, no, I'm sorry, not black. You really don't do black. I'm sorry. You do black when like you know that you can get the attribute right, but you basically just go golden hair into Almirage. When you bring out golden hair, you go emblem on golden hair, and you can summon out Brawn because there's a fire on your field. Or if you just want to go flat out into black, then you just go into black and then you just leave shipping engraved. Like so, if you could get another plunder on field that turn, you'll use the black on that one. And if you want to play her on Imperm, you just put emblem on the black, so now they can't like chain Imperm preemptively before you see like an attribute that you want. So like this card is just crazy. Like it does so much. It plays around so many different things. Also it counters it helps to counter Golden Lord. So like they can't just chain Golden Lord. I mean not chain, but activate Golden Lord to like send one of your ships, because it'll be equipped with emblem. Like this gives you more access to everything. Like I also use this to equip Whitebeard of like a lot. I use this to equip Whitebeard, and then I use either Lease or Shipyard to bounce or to special summon. It's like because this equips a plunder monster, which I do this more for plunder monsters than I do for emblem. Like this is a big brain card. Like 3 fusion is insane, you guys. Then I play the 1 terraforming, 2 salvage, perfect number at 2, but this card's like you resolve salvage, you're either gonna win the duel or you're gonna make it really, really hard for you to lose. Like, this card is just nuts, you guys. Like, in this deck, it's crazy. Like, this deck already has such good resource management, and this card is not even like win more in a bad way. It's like you are not supposed to lose when you resolve salvage. And then we have like 3 call buys. This card is absolutely staple. When I see plunder lists that don't play call by, it baffles me, and I feel like they don't understand how Ash works against his deck. And the fact that even in my replays when I didn't have call by, like the fact that my opponent can Ash my ship, that puts me in a losing situation, especially if I only have 1 plunder card in hand. They Ash, I sacrifice that plunder card for cost, they Ash my ship. Now I'm on top deck mode. If I don't top deck a plunder card next turn, it's over. I have to literally be already sitting on shipyard and pray that they don't have something to out it. So it's like call by is just way too important. It's way too important. And then another thing too that really sucks, like you can play around Valor to an extent with Emblem, but it really sucks when they ogre, because like it takes the ship away, which really sucks. So like you just really need call by. Like, it's just way too important. It's mainly for the Ash that you want to save it on, but you know, call by staple. 3 emblems. This card is just crazy, you guys. Like Whitebeard beatdown when your opponent summons Archlord, Christia, or Venice Fiend is like real. Whitebeard beatdown in general, like I did it against it was a Guru player who had there can only be 1, so I had like a 4500 attack Whitebeard, just like chilling. Like, it was crazy. Like, with there can only be 1, so I'm like, dang, I have no choice but to play beatdown. But Emblem just is fire. And then I have 3 shipyards, obviously the 4 because of terraforming. And if you go into more of a combo build, which I used to play before like the FTK came out, you play Foolish Barrel Goods because it's like terraforming, because you just dump shipping. Or you dump shipyard. So like if you dump shipyard, then you do your shipping combo with like golden hair. You equip Whitebeard to her off of shipping, and then you use shipyard's effect from grave to bounce Whitebeard back to hand, and then set it and activate it. So like if you have golden hair shipping plus foolish burial goods, or golden hair shipyard plus foolish burial goods, like any combination of those, it's like a crazy good combo that literally gets you shipyard without opening it or terraforming, and gets you Whitebeard without opening him at all. So it's like really strong. Like, just combos, I be making up so much combos with this deck, like you guys know. Like, and then we have 3 imperms. Like I said, the 12 hand traps. Imperm and ogre for the Numeron lock is just like, it's really good. But honestly, you don't have to go too overkill, because you do have 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12 outs to the Numeron lock. You have 12. And that's not to say that booty is not an out as well, because like if you, for example, can just outgrind them with booty and just keep us swarming. So like even if you have just like, I don't know, golden hair or blue, and you flip booty on your opponent's turn, like on your opponent's in phase, just to bring out a plunder. Now next turn, if you just top deck into any monster, you can make Blackbeard, and you can just have Blackbeard. So even if they activate Zexal, it's fine. You wait until your opponent's turn, then you use Blackbeard, which is crazy. Or even just having out Blackbeard because you summon him, like it's just really strong. So again, the Zexal lock's not really that good against this deck if you open correctly, but if you don't open any white, any red, any ogre, any imperm, no access to booty, it's a little bit difficult, like it is for any deck. But the fact that you don't need those specific hand traps, but that your deck actually can out the Zexal lock itself is crazy. So like you don't have to play a bunch of traps or play a trap deck. It's plunders, you guys. And then I played 3 booties. This card is just insane. You have to play it. So when your opponent evenly matches you, you keep booty. When your opponent Dark Ruler no mores you, this is why I prioritize Whitebeard. I'm just helping you guys to learn how to play plunders better, because like honestly, like I learned how to play this deck really fast, and it just keeps getting better and better for me. So like I learned when you're playing around Dark Ruler, when you play around evenly, you're either gonna summon Drageye or Bahamut Shark or Toad. But if your opponent hand trap you too much, you can't extend that much because they're hand traps. So then you have to just rely on booty. This is why you go straight for booty from the jump, like from the get-go. You search out booty as quickly as possible. And so if your opponent evenly you just keep booty. So like that's why when games 2 and 3, when you're playing around evenly, you don't use booty's effect to summon yet. You just keep booty. So like when they evenly, you keep booty, then you flip it on them, and you bring out red or white off of the booty. You tag into, like for example, Lice, and if you have Whitebeard and Grave in hand, then you just use him to swarm. It's just like then you get out red, and like basically, so like let's say your opponent evenly's you and you just have booty and Whitebeard in hand, you could just flip the booty, for example, summon a Whitebeard from grave, tag an Elise, just for example, or Morg, use Morg or Elise, pitch white to negate, you know, or banish search, and then get the white to swarm into red, then red tag out into another ship, and then basically you have 2 ships out now, and you're gonna keep resources in hand after getting evenly matched, and the only 1 card you kept was just the 1 booty. So like, it's crazy. And then for Dark Ruler No More, when your opponent Dark Ruler No Mores you, this is why Whitebeard is just insane. This is the plunder monster I search out a lot. You'll see my replays, like I search this all the time because it just plays around so much. My opponent Dark Ruler No Mores me. People actually do not like pay attention to the fact that you can pay cost under Dark Ruler even if they're negated. So you just pitch white for cost to anything, even if it's Morg or if it's just like lights trying to negate under Dark Ruler. It doesn't resolve, but white does resolve. You summon red, then you summon a fresh ship that's not negated under Dark Ruler, and you keep playing. So like, these cards already, just your archetype alone, without having hard counters like Dragite or Bahamut Shark Toad, or if you play the O-line combo like Dawn Dragster and Arclight, your deck itself, the Plunder patrols already play around evenly, and also Dark Ruler. And like the same thing with Lightning Storm, it just depends if they go for monsters. Like, so if you play around Lightning Storm, you obviously just summon your monsters in defense. So then they have no choice but to just Lightning Storm your back rows, which does hurt to an extent, but it's actually still fine because like if you have Lease and you have Redbeard, that's another way you can play around Lightning Storm, because you could use Lease to negate and then use Redbeard to equip, and now one of your ships are equipped so they can use their effects as a quick effect. So everything in your archetype plays around those cards, which is really strong. The extra deck is a 2 Lease. Again, just giving you guys insight. If you don't want the insight, that's fine, you know, but some people don't know this stuff, or they just don't think that way. So I'm just really just trying to help you guys. Thank you, Jesus. So we have 2 Lease, 2 Bronze, 2 Morg, and 2 Blackbeard. I recommend you properly summon these. That's how you play this deck correctly. If you keep tagging into them and not summoning them properly, you're going to find yourself having to use Booty's effect to get these from the extra deck back to the grave, from the grave to the extra deck, and not be able to actually special summon anything from grave, which means you lose value. So basically all it does is call attribute and you just recycle. So but if you properly summon these, your opponent can kaiju you, for example, and you can flip Booty and bring back the monster that they kaiju'd, or they can spear mode Lava Golem, you flip Booty, bring it back. And the reason why it's not always going to be optimal to bring out Redbeard or White off Booty to tag into another monster from the extra deck is, for example, what if you burn through both your Morgs and you need Morg? This is why you have to properly summon one in the first place. So it's just hindsight, again, planning ahead, thinking really far with this deck. Like, you can't just be like, I don't know, you can't play this deck like Trickstar True Draco and think you're gonna win. Like, it's not that simple. And then we play 1 Dragite. This card is the negator that you need for evenly, Lightning Storm, etc. And also going second, like I actually used this against my friend, his Eldritch deck. He played Pure. I revealed Nibiru off Dragite and actually got the bounce. So like the fact that you play Rock in your deck gives more synergy to Dragite. And then White Aura was insane going second. You just destroy everything. Like this card, like you should probably just OTK. Like I broke at Emancipator board. My homeboy his Chicago, he plays like Dragoon, even though it's OCG right now. Like it's not, Dragoon Reza is not out yet. So like he plays like Dragoon at Emancipators. Like his rock deck's crazy, and he plays like Nat Beast, which is like crazy against his deck. And I broke his board with White Aura Well chain blocking, which is crazy. Like it's so good. Like I think I kaiju'd the Dragoon and just like White Aura Well the rest. It was just like insane, you guys. Like this card's so good. Like it doesn't matter if they have Oppo, like if they have, you know, like Borlo Savage or anything. This is why Silent Angler is also really good, because it's an inherit summon. So if you, for example, have Whitebeard and Silent Angler, you just summon this and then you go Chainlink 1 Well and Chainlink 2 White. They negate White obviously, and then Well resolves and nukes their field, and that's what matters. You're trying to break their board. It's just like so good. 2 Bronze. You guys would be surprised. Like, okay, so I'm just gonna talk about the rest of this stuff. So Bahamut Shark Toad is insane, because not only does Toad recycle itself, but it adds back plunders for you to actually have discard fodder for your ships, which is really good synergy. Dwellers just makes everything big, and Dwellers the best rank 4. Morg, I'll talk about him in a second. I play Union Carrier because it's a light attribute for Emblem to summon Lease turn 1 if I can't fuse out, and then also at the same time it equips to Lease. I don't care that that monster that's equipped to Lease can be specialed, because Lease is a quick effect. I just do it on my opponent's turn, so it really doesn't matter that the equipped monster can be summoned that turn. Then obviously Amaraj staple. So like talking about how good Mork is right now, Eldritch is a deck, and I will say the reason why Mork is better than Braun against Eldritch. A lot of people think Braun's better. Like this is again where the hindsight comes. I'd rather banish the Golden Lords than actually banish the back rows, because the back rows lose their value once Golden Lord's out. So like basically if you play against Eldritch, and let's say you Nibiru their combo portion, or like I don't know, Ogre for the Numeron cards. So if like you Ogre for the Numeron cards and Nibiru for the Synchro portion, you just prioritize Mork. You go straight to Mork as quickly as possible. Hard summon Mork so that they can't Conquistador to pop him. That's why again, properly summon your stuff, you guys. You're playing Plunders. If you're not properly summoning Mork against Eldritch, you're not playing it correctly. You have to summon Mork, hard summon, so now they can't Conquistador to out it. And then you get Emblem to him, so now they can't Golden Lord to out it. You sit on Mork the whole time, and you literally just banish all their Golden Lords. Even if they play 3. If they play 2, much which is traditional, all you need to do to win that duel is resolve Mork twice on the Golden Lord, and now they literally have no choice but to rely on their Haku 5x combo cards, and you have hand traps and leash for that. So it's like, dude, it's win-win. And then Braun, you just after that, then you rely on Braun. But honestly, like I said, Mork's just way better. For the side deck, I side Kaijus and Slumber, Dark, Fire, and Light for Lease, Braun, and Mork. So Slumber with Emblem, also there's just synergy in your side deck. Uka also has synergy with the main deck because Redbeard has 1000 attack and defense. So instead of Barrier Statue, when people do like Haku 5x Link Ross combos, I just summon this off Hulk. When they summon Hulk, I summon this. You know, when they resolve Hulk, obviously. And then I use this target the Hulk, and then I summon Red. So now when they go into Link Cross, I go straight into Lease. That's why I was saying Uka plus Whitebeard is insane, because like I go straight into Lease, which is equipped with Red, and I can literally negate anything I want the entire turn, trigger White, use White to summon out Golden Hair, and basically search out my shipyard. So now I have pretty much, unless they have Ash, because like you have to be smart. You use least before they put a negate on board. So you either negate the stuff that makes the negate, or you just negate preemptively if you have to, just to slow them down so that you can get your shipyard and get your Golden Hair. So you get Golden Hair and Shipyard, which are your next 2 best plunder cards, and then after that your next priority is going to be Booty. So you literally are starting your turn with Lease and Golden Hair on field plus Shipyard in hand, which means like you have a way to bait 2 negates already off Lease, because like they negate Lease, you chain Lease to negate, and then they chain an effect to negate, then you chain Lease to summon Red, then you use Red and Golden Hair, and you literally synchro into White Aura Well. People don't know how like to get big brain with this deck sometimes. Then you summon White Aura Well because this is a tuner and this is obviously a non, and then you break their board after you bait 2 more negates, and you still have the shipyard that you searched off Lease. So like Uka played correctly with Uka, Whitebeard played correctly is like a ridiculous 2-card combo. Like everything I'm telling you guys is like really good knowledge for plunders, because like even people that claim to know how to play this deck still don't play it to its maximum potential. They play it even like, I guess you could say like not mediocre, but like average, not like putting anybody down, because again, everybody, we're all here to help each other, so it's good for you to know how to play the deck better. Like Uka, I'm testing it more. Like Uka is just so insane. It's like Emperor Multi-Faker. It's like literally, it's the best turn 0 play that this deck can have, because it doesn't really have a turn 0 play. I play evenly for back row decks and also for combo, and then Cyclone for there can only be one, because this deck can just literally lose to it. Like I have no out to there can only be one outside of Imperm. The only other way I could think of is like if no, I couldn't do that. I would literally have to use like a hand trap to go into like, he's a fiend. Yeah, I don't even think there's any feasible way. Like literally, because even the nightmares are fiend, which is so ironic. So I can't use Phoenix to out there can only be one. So like you literally have to play Cyclone, not only for there can only be one, but people are still trying to be cheesy with Mystic Mind, which is still fine. Like this deck can actually play with Mystic Mind, because you could just sit on one ship and it's fine. And they have to commit one monster to play. If they're playing Burn, then you just have Imperms and Cyclones and evenly. But like Cyclone is just really strong this format. So yeah, that's the list, you guys. You guys got a lot of knowledge. Now I'm gonna go into some replays. I can't show all of them, so I'll just try to show the best ones. Oh yeah, that's Prank Kids. Whoops. So Plunder versus, okay, Numeron Eldritch. There we go. Numeron Eldritch is actually like meta. So you see that I didn't open any of the cards I was talking about. Instead, I just have like some staples. Like the only Plunder card in here is Shipyard, and the rest of these are just generic staples. And he has like Valor and a lot of Numeron cards. So he kind of bricked on the Numeron cards, but because I don't have an Altus Exile, it's gonna buy him time to draw better cards. So he goes Wall for Network. As you guys see, he drew one of his Numeron Callings too, so now like he has to activate this. And let's see if he plays around Nibiru. I haven't seen this one in a minute. Nope, he doesn't play around Nibiru. So already, the big mistake my opponent's making, of course I don't have Nibiru, but the big mistake he's making is, for one, this is a waste because this is going to get banished anyways, and it's like, why are you even doing that? And then two, you're going to get Nibiru'd. Not like to put you down or say, like, because I don't want to like sound negative, but it's food for thought. You have to like learn, you know, like everybody's going to learn from their mistakes. Even I have to learn from my mistakes. But this right here is not a smart play, because literally look at his hand. The only thing he has to defend himself is Valor. Like, and you want to hold Valors too in case somebody has access code. Like, that's why you don't want a Valor too early, even if it's like a good card. If you're like, dang, I really want a Valor Haku Firebacks, you just still want to wait. Like, so he would basically, if I have Nib, he would have Valor, and that means like he probably would just die because I have Call By and like all these good cards. But fortunate for him, I don't have the Nib that he didn't play around. And then I drew Bluebeard, so he Zexal locks me. I set Bluebeard, double Call By and pass. Then he opens Awakening. Now he's starting to see his Eldritch cards, and you see I have Ash in hand, and I absolutely do Ash that because I do not want him to see Golden Lord at all. Just in case there's Conquistador or anything like that, I do not want him to see Golden Lord. So I Ash that. He hits my blue, so I use blue to pitch Terra. And as you see, I sided in evenlies. Game 1. I think game 1, there was just so much stuff that I feel like it's not even worth it. Like, even now, like, with him not playing around Nibiru, it's not that bad. So, like, this game's not that bad. But, like, I sometimes have trouble trying to get good replays because, like, I run into people playing good decks that just don't always pilot them to the best of their potential, if that makes sense. Again, I'm not, no hate at all. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing. So, like, don't take it that way. But, like, I want to give you guys quality replays. So sometimes I just don't like to save certain games because there's so many like missteps that you guys would literally be all in the comment section just like talking about how much that the opponent messed up, and it's like, dang, you know, that I don't even want that. So press and play. So I drew evenly. My one misplay I made this game was setting the evenly. I should have just kept it in hand. The reason being is because like I can use it to discard off Shipyard because I drew that out to the Zex. He was running his course anyways, but I drew that out to the Zexal, so I should have just kept evenly in hand. You guys are going to see, like, I said it, which was really, really bad for me. Like, I should have never said it. Even if it's a bluff, I should have kept it in hand. So, like, that way I have evenly to discard of Shipyard in case I draw, which I'm drawing Ghost Ogre next turn, which means, like, you know, if he has another, like, way to do the Zexal lock or anything like that, I have Ogre again. But still, just that was a misplay. Like, I think that was my only misplay this match, was me setting evenly. So, press and play. He gets Conquistador now. Like, now he has 2 hand traps, but I do have double Call By. So I imperm the Zexal because I'm trying to play Yu-Gi-Oh now. So I'm gonna activate Shipyard, pitch the Ogre, which should have been the evenly. I chain Call By on his Ash because he chained Ash. Because I'm like, dude, I need to play Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Like, so I grab white. Best Plunder card to go for if you have literally nothing is Whitebeard, always, every single time. Not even red, because not only can he tag, but also at the same time he floats, which you guys are gonna see ended up coming up. Man, this is like really unfortunate for me. So you guys will see he's just drawing so many Numeron cards. He activates Calling. I chain, tag into Lease, and what I'm gonna do here, Whitebeard, I turn Whitebeard into like 3 cards. Lease, him again, and then he floats. So he's gonna go into Golden Hair, which is gonna be my follow-up also for next turn. So now I'm starting to see my engine, and then he hits my Lease, which is fine. He goes into Mega Clops. I do have a Call By for his Mega Clops. I'm not sure why he didn't activate it, but I do have the Call By to make sure that he can't like eat one of my cards. Because like if you check right here, this was properly summoned, so it's actually like he can bring it on. It's crazy, like he can bring it back off Mega Clops. So like, you just Call By the Zexal at that point, so like he can't bring it out, and then it's fine. Cause like my deck can out Mega Clops with More, because Mork is an XYZ. So you guys will see how it play out. I activate Desires. I drew into Emblem and Redbeard. So I keep Redbeard in hand because I need a Plunder card to do what I want to do. So I equip Emblem to Golden Hair. And you guys see he has Dark because he's been using Wall. So then I tag into Mork, and then I activate Mork. And then he has Valor. So this is something I didn't anticipate him having. But you know what? I should have just played around it by summoning Mork in defense just in case so I don't take any damage. But I chained the call by on the Valor, which is again why there's some questionable plays. That's why certain replays, like this one wasn't as bad, but game one was just like dang, you know. That's why I'm like I don't even want to save this one, but this one was a little bit better. I just swing into the Conquistador anyway, so like he doesn't keep an extra body. I know he can use it, the graveyard effect, but like it's totally fine. I just don't want him to keep an extra body because like what if just for example, oh yeah, also if you guys see, I forgot to mention that I did use Fusion to equip Emblem to Mower because I see I'm playing Eldritch, so I'm equipping it to Mower because this is the only monster I have right now. Like this is my only play, so like I basically want to make sure he can't activate Golden Lord to target this and send it to grave. So that's why I equipped the Emblem, which was like for me. And if you guys notice, I use more to literally search the shipping in the first place. So like I knew what I was doing. I searched the shipping so I could pitch it off Shipyard, get my Whitebeard, which is the best Plunder to have in hands at all times, the best monster. And then I use this to equip Emblem. So like I'm turning one card into so many, like it's all of this is happening. Like this deck is just so good, you guys. It just makes it happen so fast and off so little. And he draws Call by, he sets Wall, Conquistador. So like this is where I can spank him because he's out of Numeron stuff, so now he's just playing regular Eldritch. So like this is why I think Plunder has a really good matchup against his deck, because once you take care of the Numeron stuff, the Eldritch portion of their deck is really not that hard to beat. Like Mork literally just banished the Golden Lords. Now he literally runs out of Numeron cards and Golden Lords, so he has like nothing. So instead of preemptively using Mork on Golden Lord just in case there's a Conquistador, I'm going to wait to see if he has Conquistador, because if he activates Conquistador, I chain Mork, banish Golden Lord, and then Conquistador can't resolve the pop, it just summons itself. Then I activate Booty first, Call Fire to summon Whitebeard from grave. And this is where the set evenly kind of hurts, because I don't have a spell trap zone for Whitebeard to tag into Brawn, but I win anyways. So, okay. And then going into this one, swap. So he has Imperm, Calling, Golden Lord, Terraforming, and Conquistador. I did drew the Ogre, so this time I do have an out, and I have Evenly. So like, if he doesn't have Call by, Ogre Evenly is like this 2-card combination destroys Numeron Eldritch. So like if they don't have an out to Ogre, once you Ogre the network, like they literally are playing just normal Eldritch with hand traps. So once you hit them with Evenly, you basically only have to worry about the hand traps. And then look at my hand, I have Call by, so like this is like literally a perfect world scenario where I have the out to the Zexal lock evenly for all his back rows, Call by in case he has a hand trap, and a Plunder to summon and a Plunder card in hand. My hand's perfect, and I'm about to top deck Ash Blossom, which is insane because like oh my goodness. So anyways, let's press and play. So my hand's just insane, you guys. So he activates Network. I chain Ogre. He doesn't have an out to the Ogre, so he's just gonna get really, I think he's scared. So like I think he's scared of getting OTK'd, so he uses Golden Lord, Sin Conquistador on his on his Calling. I understand on the Calling because Calling's kind of dead and he might not see another network in time, so like this is really just a dead card anyways. So like using the Golden Lord on Conquistador is like okay, I guess, but then he gets rid of his only form of disruption to summon the Golden Lord. So like he basically, what he did, he made sure he couldn't be OTK'd by Access Code Talker, which is fine, which is something that people do, but I don't think that he read my Plunder cards enough to understand that. And I evenly him too. I'm like, I might as well just, this might be my only opportunity for evenly to like count, so I just evenly him to see what he'll do. He keeps saying wing, and like I'm glad he didn't chain it, because like if he chains, then it has to stay face up for evenly to resolve. So then like both the Golden and this stays. I don't Ash, well I have Ash, so like I just know white, I set Call by, I Ash his Queen, so like now it's super simplified game state, and I can just win off of this. So pause. As you guys see, the Golden Lord's banished, so like if he would have kept the Golden Lord instead, which like of course is not smart because you want to keep your Eldritch cards rotating. Then I could tag into Least and like start playing, but he top decks into Imperm. He says Conquistador off Sanguine and passes. I top deck Booty, so I go battle phase first, and I'm glad that I did that. And then I normal summon White. Instead of going to Blackbeard or going into any other monster, I go in the Bahamut Shark. Reason being is because I want Totally Awesome out. Like, I know that I can win. I get told because, like, this is the thing. You guys can say, oh, he doesn't have a Plunder card in hand, so how is Booty gonna work? So you go Bahamut Shark Toad. Obviously, you detach White, and then you set Booty. So basically, what you're gonna end up doing is check my grave. So what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna end up using like either Booty to summon White, or you use Toad to add the White to hand. So then your follow-ups can be like Booty to Swarm, and then also you use the White to link the Bahamut Shark and the White into Blackbeard. So then you have like, it's just crazy all the stuff that you get off of that play. So I did that on purpose, and I'm glad that I did because I baited the Imperm. In a simplified game state I win, so I just set Booty and pass. And I don't end phase Booty, like, so you guys are gonna see there's really like no point. So I just do this. I go Bahamut Shark into Toad, then I activate Booty, target, declare fire, summon White, and then I go into Black, and it's like it's over, cause like White's gonna float and then he just surrenders. So like I got that one. Let's go. Oh yeah, this is like against an Infinite Negate deck. This was just funny because like I was supposed to lose this duel. Like, this is one of those duels I was supposed to lose, but look at my top deck, it's Ogre. So like, I'm just gonna honestly fast forward this because like this is not really like a meta deck, so it's just an Infinite Negate deck. So I'm gonna press play. So basically my opponent is playing Nefertiti's with some spice. His deck's spicy. I even told him, I typed and I was like, bro, this is spicy. I'm pretty sure, I think I just typed the word spice or something like that, but he has an Ash in hand too, so like he's gonna go Infinite Negate with Ash. And the Nefties can do this now because Connector is just insane, you guys. He went into Band Shooter. This is Spice right here, you guys. Like, his deck's really cool. It's very creative. How summon out Tornado and like go into Sovereign, and then he gets Union Carrier. Here's one problem with the Infinite Negate lock that he set up, which is not as good as the one Black Wings put, is because Black Wings put up another negation and a way to protect the Thunderbird from being attacked over. This is just a soft, not a soft, but like a weaker Infinite Negate lock because nothing protects Thunderbird from being attacked. And he doesn't have another negate in case, like, for example, so let's say my opponent, let's say let's just say, for example, I activate Imperm targeting the oh no, not Imperm, I'm sorry. Let's just say, for example, I just activate like a random card like that just like my opponent wants to negate, and then I chain Ogre because like I have Ogre right now. This is where the Cyber Dragon Infinity that the Blackwing Infinite Negate deck puts up would come in handy, because Infinity can negate, because like the Thunderbird, not the Thunderbird, but the Avion doesn't build chains on itself. Like Imperm and Chalice don't work because of sovereignty, so like it's sort of protected, but like long story short, you guys are gonna just see like it doesn't even really matter because like I have double Shipyard too, so like he negates Shipyard, which is fine, and I chain Ogre because this is once per chain, it can't build chain links on itself. And then now he just has only Ash, so I activate Shipyard, discard White for cost, he Ashes. Then I go White into Golden here, my next best. Normal black, normal red, go into black. Equip the red to him. The reason being is so that I can get Shipyard's effect to bounce red back to hand, set it, and activate it. And then I go Salvage. I'm sorry, I use Golden here first, then I go Salvage. Which, again, now I'm going to win because I resolve Salvage. And then I just go black, attack, in battle phase, target Golden here. This is where, like, this is how I use my Blackbeards. I don't like to target him. I like to target other cards so I can keep drawing cards from my deck over and over and over. So I have, like, a chance to draw 2 now because I draw 1 on my turn and then another on my opponent's turn instead of just black target himself. Like, people need to stop doing that. Stop, like, targeting black. Just use black target something else, because you just get a bunch more Upstart Goblins for yourself. So you can draw Plunder cards and hand traps. So I target Golden here, and then I draw blue. So like now I'm just winning. Main phase 2, I summon red off Lice, and that's just game. So it was just like a funny replay. But I'm gonna go into like a better one, which is gonna be Dragma Invoke Shaddoll. This is like gonna be meta. Dragma Invoked is like absolutely gonna be meta. So pause. The only hand traps I have, like, so this is when I was testing Uka in the main deck, till I realized people just, even when you go to competitive on Edo Pro, you still don't run into like the decks that use Valkyrie Fireback. So I just decided to side deck Uka, but in this instance I was maining it, so I drew Uka and Ogre. You guys are gonna see. So press play. His Meltdown, so I don't use Ogre. Like, I'm just like, maybe I'll have a better opportunity. So he's just doing like a standard Invo combo, the free Macabre play. Then he summons his Dragma Saint. I still don't Ogre, because what's the point? He summons the Maxis. So here, when he summons Maxis and uses effect, here I just send Toad, so I can just put it back, so I don't really lose 2 extra deck monsters, I lose 1. So it's just, but this is where he goes to activate Macabre, negate, and banish. I think maybe he thought I was playing Frogs, so just by seeing the Toad and me trying to use this effect, I think he negated it because he's like probably scared that I'm playing Frogs or something, like, you know, anything that spams Toad. So like he changed Macabre to negate and banish. I chained the Ogre to get rid of Macabre, so I'm like, that's the negate, it's gone. So now my Ogre actually put in work for me, and I'm like, alright, that's fine. I lose Toad, which is cool because I'm playing, you know, Plunders. I don't need Toad to win, it's just like nice to have. And then he adds pause. Previous, that's like going too fast. Oh, I have it on quick animations. There we go. So like he adds up Cologne, and weirdly enough, he actually pitches the Rook, which is kind of like what, you know, like, cause let me see, does he have window? Yeah, which is like, for me, maybe he just cared. Oh, you know what it was? He prioritized Fleur and Invoker over Winda, because he would have to discard one of these instead to summon the Winda. So he basically decided the negate's better, and obviously this is his only follow-up, so he just basically picked between this and Winda. So I'm like, okay, it makes sense. But now it doesn't make sense. Now it does not make sense at all, because he searches another one on N-Phase. So actually that literally doesn't make sense. I don't know Dragma too well, but I know that Ashen thing, the fusion that you dump, is just like insane. It searches on N-Phase and you could like special, but he added another one, so he just should have got rid of it for Rook, and just kept Rook so he can have Winda. But Winda doesn't do that much against Plunders. Like, it would stop this hand, so I opened Desires, which is insane. And then now I just, you guys see what I drew. So I'm gonna go Shipyard, discard Uka, because Uka's just dead against his deck. And oh, I have another Ogre now, so now I have like Whitebeard, Fusion, Emblem, Booty, so I'm like good. I normal Whitebeard, equip Emblem, and then I just go Emblem Effect, summon Black, because I want to draw. So I go in battle phase, Black, Chain, summon Lease, draw, Lease attack the corridor thing. These guys can be destroyed by battle. I have to double check. I'm like, oh yeah, it's been a while. I haven't like read up on Dragma that much, so then I'm like, okay, these can't be destroyed by battle because he's summoned from extra deck. So I summon Lease in battle phase, which, you know, if I was playing into Nibiru territory, this summon was in battle phase, and then now I have the negate. But now I have Booty, Red, Fusion, and Ogre, so I'm like confident in what I got. Oh yeah, something else that he didn't do, he didn't use Flare de Lease. He could have at least used it to try to like bait my Lease, but I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna try to chain this to my Lease to try to bait the negate and then negate my Lease. But I have Booty, which I don't think he like read into, and then I get out White, and you guys are gonna see I'm gonna go straight into Mork, and then I'm gonna banish the Maxis so I don't lose any more extra deck cards, because I don't want to waste a negate on Lease, but I don't want to lose any more extra deck cards. And now he's just sitting on this. I know that he has Alistair. So one thing that I did that I feel like is supposed to be considered a mistake is not holding the Mork for the Alistair, because it's banishing this is better than negating it, just in case he top deck Invocation. So that's one thing I could have made better on my end, that play, because like Alistair resolving is more important than me losing a couple of extra deck cards, honestly. And I use Lease. I actually activate Lease's effect to summon, and I think he probably thinks I'm trying to negate, I don't know. So he chains Flare de Lease, and then I use Lease to discard and then destroy. I search White. Yeah, I think I searched White. Oh, no, never mind, I couldn't. Okay, so then the White got summoned off of the Lease from the Spell Trap Zone. And you guys see, he's just like comboing off. He plays Nemesis card, so his deck's really cool. Like, he has Spice. And he summons Makaba. I feel like Purgatrio is correct, because based off the amount of cards I have, my board's like Purgatrio is gonna be big. But he goes into Makaba. We'll see what he's gonna do. And then he uses Makaba to beat over the Morg, which was just like, again, I feel like, even though, yeah, okay, so I admit with Purgatrio you don't end on a negate, it's still better to Purgatrio the board away, even though this like could float. Still, it's better to Purgatrio the board away, because then also Booty dies on in phase. Like, I'd still have follow-ups, but still. And then another thing too is I have Call By, because this is not a fresh Makaba. This is like the second one, I think. So like I have Call By for Makaba, but like he still, even if he Purgatrios, he still would have Flare de Lis with the Saint, and also these go to attack. So like he could have, I think, went close to game, but I'm not sure how much Purgatrio gains. Maybe it wasn't gonna be big enough to beat over everything. I don't know. So I go Booty, Call Dark, summon White, Shipyard, discard Ogre, because Ogre's just not. You guys see how I keep going over and over for Whitebeard? Because Whitebeard is just so good. This is what I was talking about in the profile. So setting Shipyard, I'm bouncing, just like getting more resources. I go into Black. He chains Flare de Lis. I go Lis. He chains Makaba. I chain Call By. And so he makes Lis not be able to destroy because he discards this for cost. So I had to play into this no matter what. I feel like, because I kept forgetting like the Flare de Lis is in his hand, because I basically just wanted to make him discard for cost. And then chain Call By, but like if I Call By Makaba first, Flare de Lis is still there, which means either way I have to lease, but at least that way when I lease from hand, I actually do get the search. But when I negate and destroy something in grave, I don't get the search. But it's still fine. I have enough Plunder cards where it doesn't matter. And then you guys see I swarm into Golden Hair, and like it's just gonna get insane, you guys. So I go Emblem equipped to lease off of Shipping, which is Fusion. Normal red, go Battle Phase, attack, attack. In Battle Phase, I use Black to go into Morg, targeting the Golden Hair, which means everything gets boosted by 500 more, because she's about to hit the Speller Trap Zone, so I get more damage. Then I use Morg to banish the Makaba, grab Fusion, and then attack, attack, and attack for game. So I OTK'd him. So that was game 1. Game 2, swap. He opens Droll, Rook, Flare de Lis, I like this name, Flare de Lis is a really cool name, Ecclesia, and Call By. So he has like Dragma plays, but no Invoke plays, and Droll is not really going to help him. Like, it could be good, in theory, it could be good, because like if he Drolls me in the middle of me comboing off on his turn, that means every time I resolve a ship now, I can banish or negate, but I can't search. So then I'm losing Plunder cards and not replacing them, but it doesn't stop me from interrupting him though. So Droll's kind of like, that's iffy. But I think he was just trying to understand how my deck works, so he probably sided Droll. I imperm in this column just to be funny. I know it doesn't turn off Rook, I just did it just to be funny. And then I evenly him. And he keeps the Dragma, because like, now I'm reading that he does have Flare de Lis, because it's like, why would you keep this and not the back rows? But it's like Rook and Call By, so they really weren't as valuable as her anyways. But now I'm reading that he's Flare, because I seen it game 1. So then I go Pot, and then he Desires. I go Desires, he goes Droll out in Resolution. And then I equip Emblem the red. This is safe because I have a Plunder card in hand. But I don't think that it's proper. I didn't know that he was gonna try to use this now, but like you'll see, like I can't add anymore. So like Lis can't negate and search. Like I kill that, that's his only card, and then I keep my Lis because like I still win in the simplified game state. But you see he top decked the Alistair. I have Imperm anyway, so it was fine no matter what, because like Imperm made it safe. And then he goes into Almarash to protect his Saint, and then I go Lis tag into Redbeard tag in the Brawn. Reason being is because I can use Lis to tag in Redbeard anyways. So I literally turn Redbeard into a Brawn and then Redbeard again. Like that's what I mean about this deck, how it turns its resources into so much more. So like basically just by doing that, I could have just kept Lis equipped to Redbeard the whole time, but I'm basically burning a Brawn so I can get extra field presence, because we're in a simplified game state. I don't have Plunder cards and I need like field presence. So I go Lis into red and a Brawn, and then this gets equipped, so now Lease can summon it again, and I can literally keep doing that so much. So Lease is really, really strong at this deck, because eventually Lease turns into Blackbeard, Blackbeard turns into more cards for you, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Lease, summon red, summon black, equip to the Lease again, and then black is going to target himself now, because Lease is way more important. Going to Braun, I top decked in the Shipyard, I'm going to banish the Saint, add shipping, odd fusion, and then Shipyard bounce red, because red is equipped to Morik and Lease is like more important right now, because I can still equip to Morik off of the shipping. So then I just pitch shipping, no, I pitch evenly, my bad, get Whitebeard, then I normal red, and I just go attack, 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 and I'm winning from here. So I'm good to go. Like Morik is not a quick effect right now, but I will say red can still go into Morik anyway, so it's totally fine. Like, look at this. I'm sorry, Morik is a quick effect. It's Lease that I took the equip from. My bad, I forgot to explain that. I was confusing myself thinking this was equipped, but I remember Black summoned Morik off of himself. But like Lease not being equipped just means it doesn't search. It doesn't mean it can't negate. So like that's what I did, which was actually smart. Now I have all my ships, which means like I can interrupt anything. So I think this is where he scooped. Yeah, he scooped. Alright, so going in what's another one? Oh, okay, here we go. Plunder versus Salad. Salad's meta. Swap. So you guys see, oh snap, we're like 50 minutes in. Okay, so like I have golden here, white, shipping, shipyard, and booty. I've always said the best hands are always the hands with nothing but plunder cards, because like this deck, if you really think about it, none of the plunder cards are bad. The ones that at least the ones I played, like all of them are good. So if you see any of them, especially in combination with each other, it's always good. Like there's no really like bad. Like with Soundman grades, yeah, they're like, you see this is bad by itself, like because he doesn't have any links. But like all my plunder cards are just like really, really strong. So he has, ooh, thank you Jesus. He has double Ash, Exceed, and also Almirage. Almirage also goes in match. I was just thinking about Almirage because like he has Ash. I'm like, dang, you could turn Ash to a combo piece. You could summon Almirage, go into Exceed, and now like Roar's online because Almirage is a Soundman grade. And then you have like your rank 4 off Exceed, like, and it's just really nice. But you know, no Soundman grade players actually play Almirage because that card's not good in the deck. So pressing play, I start my combo off because I'm going first. So I actually start off really strong by summoning Lease, because I have Shipyard to discard off Lease, which is fine because like I discard basically if he has a negate or anything, I just use Lease, discard Shipyard to negate even if it doesn't search, like if it's a hand trap. Then I use Fusion to equip anything from deck to Lease. Then I use Shipyard's Graveyard effect, bounce it, and then so like everything I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. So like I'm not losing to a hand trap right now. And then he has to have multiples, and basically, so like let's say he has Imperm Nibiru. This is where you want to use shipping to equip it to Lease. So like if your opponent doesn't preemptively Valor or Imperm, because maybe they want you to discard for cost then chain, now like they lose. So like when you activate shipping, they have to chain Valor or Imperm then, because then after that it's just gonna be untargetable. But anyways, pressing play, he ashes my Whitebeard, which is fine. I go golden here, discard Shipyard to summon herself. You guys are gonna see, and then shipping equip to her, equip Whitebeard, Shipyard, bounce Whitebeard to hand, set itself, and I just pass. I don't even need Lease equipped to do the negate, but I have booty, which goes into white, and then white goes into something that's equipped. So like you guys are gonna see my plays. Foxy, I go booty, call dark, because like I know I can, if I banish his solid, it's way better than negating. It's way better to negate to banish the solid monsters than negate them, because like again this deck. But see, this is what I was talking about. This is why I don't understand why people don't play call by, because look at how he ashed my Moor. He drew 2 Ash and it actually helped him, because like now he can go into Balinks and Roars live, and then like goes and match doesn't hurt him. But like he has Parallel Exceed, so he could, well, not OTK. Let me think. No, he can't OTK. But I will say, if this was Spinny, it would be game, because he, oh no, wait, let me think. Water, Earth, yeah. Yeah, it should be game if this was spinny, because access code should be able to pop all 3 of these and then attack for 43 twice. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Spinny Exceed is like Spinny by itself is already a 1-card access code. The Parallel Exceed gives you the 2 level 4 lowers for like you know, your update jammer. So lucky me that he didn't have Spinny, because like if that was Spinny, it would have just been ugly. And then he goes into Exceed, as you guys can see, and he summons Baguska, and then he sets Gozen and Roar and passes. So like this is actually really smart now, because I have to link to beat over the Balinks, which means like he can potentially use Roar before I get to that point. He flips Gozen. So like this is where you guys get to learn how Gozen doesn't really do that good against the correct build. If you don't play the correct build of Plunders, you lose to Gozen. But I will say, because I don't play Valkyrie Fibrax or Link Cross, because I play Totally Awesome, Bahamut Shark, Dragite, White Orwell, I actually don't lose to Gozen because I get to put out hardcore negates. So I choose Water. I declared Wind randomly just because I summon Whitebeard, and then I choose Water, so I just lose my 2 ships. And watch what I do being under Gozen. So first I attack, because like I'm like making sure that I don't lose to a Solid Migrate back row. When you play against Solid Migrates, you always want to get rid of their Link as fast as possible, so that you're not playing into a Rage or a Roar unless it's like in your own comfort zone. So pressing play, I summon Shark first. I still have Whitebeard here, so I summon Shark, detach, summon Toad, again under Gozen because they're all water. Then I overlay into Dweller. I can't, Blackbeard can summon itself, but I can't summon ships because I'm underwater. So I just put out like the best Floodgate against this deck, like the best rank 4. Well, not the best Floodgate, but like the best rank 4 against Salads, and then Toad. So like now it doesn't matter what he does, I just win. And then also Booty dies, which doesn't matter because like I can still search another one off Shipyard. Put him under Dweller. He normals debug. I don't negate it because it doesn't matter. He's under Dweller. And then it's just now, literally because I didn't negate it, also I'm making him lose more to his own Gozen match. So like he literally would have to crash this just to do something. But like I think he had to resolve debug because he needs a chance to play Yu-Gi-Oh. So like his Gozen didn't, you know, it kind of hurt him. I top deck into Emblem. I pitch Emblem for Fusion. And then I go Golden Hair, then I use Emblem to use Shipping to equip Emblem, and then I summon Black because I have Game. So like I do that literally so I can OTK. Like I just don't want the game to stretch longer. So the play I made right here to go into Black, because again he's water, so like Gozen sucks. If you like, if I was playing like everybody else playing O-Line and Valkyrie Firebacks, or not everybody else, but a lot of people who play the combo version, I wouldn't have any of these in my extra deck, which means I lose to Gozen because the only water I would have is like this. And maybe Dweller, because they don't have room for Dragite or any of these cards. But I OTK him because Dweller just like the boost. Everything's boosted, so like I just go for game. So that's game 1. And then game 2 against Salad. This is gonna have to be the last one because we're almost like an hour in. I sided evenly against him. Lucky him that he actually gets access to Roar to like negate the evenly. I asked his sign at mining though, but he opened Gazelle. Like he hard drew the Gazelle, which like he's definitely playing through the Ash now. But I have a second Ash, which actually is really nice against Salad because they like to grind. And with this right now, I don't see access code happening because he gets rid of his Spinny now. Because he gets rid of Spinny now, and he only has Gazelle, he has no way to recur it. He doesn't have a follow-up access code unless he has another Salad in hand. So like right now, I'm in a good position because with Rage and Roar, all he literally has to live on is Rage and Roar looped off Sunlight Wolf. Once Sunlight Wolf goes bye-bye, he needs to top deck another Salad. As you guys see, he's top decking into Phantasme, so he's not going to see another Salad yet. So like, he has to do his best. So, like, if I have a Kaiju, he just loses. So I evenly, and I think I did side Kaijus if I'm not mistaken. But he negates the evenly, which is fine. I normal white, and I equip. Okay, so like this is weird. So like when I normal white and equip Emblem, I feel like, okay, yeah, no, actually this was smarter because like I think he read Whitebeard. He doesn't want to pop. But this is another thing when I do Blackbeard. So like this is something, if he rages on my Whitebeard and my Emblem, White floats. If he rages on Blackbeard, this gets summoned and it just doesn't get equipped to the Blackbeard. It still gets summoned though, so I can still banish. But like, you guys are gonna see what happens. So I discard white to target his rage. I think that's why. Maybe he's like, oh, I have Ash, so I'm fine. So anyways, and like he is literally sitting on Sunlight Wolf, and that this is all he has to play. So I think he's just like, man, I need a chance, you know. So maybe he's saving rage for like when it's super duper impactful. I have Call By for his Ash though, which means my Ash is dead, but I get to, oh, he chains rage now. So now he's like, forget this, but I still resolve Brawn. So that means I get a search and then Whitebeard floats. And again, I keep looping Whitebeard because I keep telling you guys this card is like the best to have. It's the best discard. The next best discard is gonna be Fusion or Redbeard. I summon Brawn off of Red so that I can just keep swarming. Cause like I don't care about monster effects. Like I know like the situation he's in right now, he literally has to top deck very specific to get games. So like then I go Bahamut Shark Toad and I have complete control. Cause like I need the Omnigate, obviously. Like this is better than Drag Eye, and also it's a follow up. And I Ash his Signet Mining, he loses. But he did it the honorable way. He didn't scoop, and I respect that. So 25, 22, and then 26. That's game. So you guys see. So as far as meta, there's against Salad, Numeron, Eldritch. Numeron, Eldritch, questionable plays. Dragma invoked. The Infinite Gate, and oh yeah, Zodiac Tri-Brigade. Like I have to show, I guess, the rest of these later, because there's Zodiac Tri-Brigade, there's against Heroes, Black Wings, yeah, but I can't show anymore, you guys. I'm so sorry, this video is just already long as it is, but I'm gonna say a quick prayer and then I'll be out. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Jesus. Thy kingdom come, and thy will be done on earth just as it is in heaven. Please give us this day our daily bread, Lord, and please forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, Father, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the glory, and the power forever. In the mighty name of Jesus I pray. Thank you, Father. Amen. Alright, you guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys learned a lot about plunders. If you're watching this video, go back to the beginning of the profile and just take notes. It's like this deck, you know, I feel like this deck was designed to be played a very specific way. Some decks is just like there's a play style to them. For example, like with combo decks, you just like no, it's combo. Not every combo deck's the same, but you guys get what I'm saying. I think like there's a certain way, like with like that's all I'm saying with like Trickstars and True Dracos, you don't really have to be very specific. Those decks are just like kind of sometimes autopilot because they're so simple and easy. But this deck is not always gonna be autopilot. This deck is, again, just that's why I say go back to the beginning of the video and go to where I was talking about the deck list. Write down some of those tips, some of those pointers, some of those notes about like how this deck works, because that's how you're gonna get the best. Unfortunately, nobody was using needle fiber, so I never got to show you guys the Uka combo. But keep in mind, remember what I told you guys about Uka Whitebeard, how Uka works with red, tag into Lease is equipped, use Lease to negate with white, search for Shipyard, White's effect float into Golden Hair. So now you're starting your turn again with the Lease equipped with red, and also a Shipyard in hand that you searched, and a Golden Hair that's on field. So now when you start to activate any cards and your opponent starts to negate, you use Lease to negate. They chain an effect to negate Lease. You chain Lease's effect to special summon the Redbeard that's equipped to him. And then if they have a third negate, then hey, they have a third negate. But if not, you summon the Redbeard. Then you use Redbeard and Golden Hair. You synchro into Orwell, and you basically bait the rest of the negates. And also you're gonna potentially break their board. And then after that, then you have still Golden Hair and Grave, and you also have Shipyard and whatever else is left in your hand. So you can keep playing. So you can bait like 4 interruptions. Keep in mind you also disrupted them on their turn off Lease, so you shouldn't be playing into any more than I would say 3 or 4. So but you're always gonna bait 4. You should be able to bait 4 though. Off 2 off Lease, a third off Orwell, and then the rest of your plunder cards. So I'm sorry, you should be able to bait 3, but also keep in mind that because this is just a 2-card combo, you basically have 5 cards in hand when you're going into your top deck. So whatever you draw for turn's fine. You have Shipyard plus the other 4 cards in your hand, and you also have Golden Hair and Elise equipped on field, like to start off with. So like this is just really, really strong, you guys. Like it's just, and also when you use Lease, you want to discard the Shipyard to negate, because whenever you have any of your equips, like especially like with Fusion or anything like that, whenever you have any of your equips later on that turn, you just use Shipyard to get it back from grave. If you don't have a way to equip, then you don't discard Shipyard. But sometimes you have to. So just keep in mind, those are like really good big brain plays. This is saying like Uka Whitebeard is kind of like game. It should be game. It's like Emperor Multifaker but better because of what this like how this deck operates, how you like get all those setups. Like Emperor Multifaker doesn't allow you to like disrupt your opponent and potentially break their board on your turn while also getting like your entire engine. Emperor Multifaker lets you like disrupt your opponent twice and then pray that you can summon a Hexia and then search. Like with on a good day, like it depends. Like, but like Uka Whitebeard is just like a better Emperor Multifaker, like if that makes sense. But anyways, that's pretty much it, you guys. Next, I'm going to be showcasing a lot of Zephyra and Shaddoll content because Zephyras and Shadolls are like my jam. So you guys stay tuned for that. Peace out, yo.